Welcome back to another episode of Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover BRC20s, tap, bitmaps, and of course, Ordinals. We have another weekend update for you today. So every weekend, we get together and we go over the topics for the week. We go over prices and stuff like that. And yeah, but it's been a very down day. So don't get your hopes up to see much green. So that's just kind of is. But it's the weekend. We got to remember we're still in August. September's around the corner. People are coming back from vacation. I think we do see a little bit of a bump. Everyone's saying that we're going to go down, but I'm just not in that camp. I'm thinking we're going to have a really good fall. And yeah, so let me bring in my partner, my co-host, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
GM.
Yeah, man.
We had a great, amazing educational spaces on Twitter. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't joined our spaces, join every Saturday, 8 a.m. Eastern. Just follow Shizzy and I on Twitter, which will be in the description, and then you can be updated with that. But yeah, it's a great start to a day in terms of education.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, we had Mscribed in there. We had IMSO Chris. We had Jeff from Ord Games, and this guy, man, he's doing all types of crazy stuff with Zin. At first, I kept hearing Zen, and I'm like
Yeah.
Zen, but it's Zin,
Yeah.
Zin. And I was very, it was very intriguing. It was a really cool conversation. Like I said, it did get recorded, so you guys can follow us and go find that. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It just these are the moments that keep me excited, right? It's like, yeah, the space overall might be slower, but then we host the spaces and we're listening to these new builders and these people that have been innovators and established or help establish frameworks, system infrastructure, and then just hear about what they visualize in the future of different parts of the ordinal space.
for sure, for sure, it's
Yeah.
been awesome.
Yeah.
Let's run to our first news point of the day. What do you want to get into first?
So we can hit on those topics, that
Yeah.
we spoke about. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. I'm gonna jump to the first thing. So we've been talking about the TAP protocol, the new token standard that Benny and Track had released earlier this week. I believe it was on Monday or Tuesday. And man, it's really been catching some momentum, right? So initially, you would have to go to looksordinal.com and manually either deploy, mint, or transfer these tokens to another wallet, right? Now, Mint, which is a new website that has built a tool that's made it much easier to do those three transactions. Basically, they have this application laid out, right? So once you go to the homepage, it just automatically defaults to inscribe. Then you can select what you want to inscribe. At this point, we have to select text for tap because it's just at that point it's in the early stages. So you are actually, I apologize, I'm wrong. They're even more advanced than the Looks Ordinal, so you can actually select tap. My bad.
Yeah.
So you select tap, then you select the function here, deploy, mint, transfer. If you want to start a new one, you just do anything, and remember it cannot be 4 characters because that's taken by BRC20. So you can do 3, 5, up to 32 characters. Okay. You can just pick anything here. I'm just gonna do titty tit. um, and then pick your total supply, your limit permit, very similar to what Unisat has when you deploy a BRC20, right? Then you select the address that you want to deploy from, and then you can select, whatever wallet you want to connect to, which they have Ledger, which is interesting, Unisat, Xverse, and then Albi and Ordinal's wallet. So
Yeah.
you pick the price and then you go and you pay, right? So I think that you can still pay with your wallet, but it says pay with Lightning here. So
What I was doing is I was just buying some Bitcoin on Cash App, and Cash App makes it really easy to use this Lightning. So when I was doing this, I just bought $5 or $10 on Cash App, and then I sent it that way. That was the easiest way for me.
Gotcha. Yeah, so really cool tool. Same thing with the mint. You could just make sure you put the right ticker in and how much you want to mint. And that's pretty much it. You can do token send. So it looks like this is really, I think, a part of the new, like I think you can do like possibly like skipping the inscription transfer inscription, but I don't know because it's right here. So this might actually be more for airdrops, but we'll learn more
Yeah.
about this. We just found out about this website late yesterday, so it's there though. So that's an option, which is really cool. What do you
I
think about it?
you, transfer it first, and then that will let you so if you go to tap and then go I mean, I'm sorry, if you go to track.network and then go hit tap and then put your wallet address in, you'll see it says sendable and not sendable. So you have to transfer it first, and that becomes sendable, and then you can send the token.
Okay, so like that, I don't love that because I think that was like one of the things that we were supposed to be
Yeah,
able to bypass. But we'll find out more about that today, right? Because we
yeah, for
have a
sure.
special guest today.
Yeah. We're just gonna say it. Tune in tomorrow, guys. We're gonna have a video out. We're gonna do it today. We'll put it out tomorrow. We're gonna have Benny from Track. So by the time you guys watch this video, we'll probably be in the middle of the interview. So if you guys have any questions, though, in case we're not, pop them down below, and we'll ask Benny himself. This is our second interview with Benny, so we're not really gonna get into his backstory. We're gonna talk about Tap. We're really gonna get
Yeah,
into Tap, and I'm really excited.
exactly. Yep. So yeah, really cool that this is a new website tool that launched let's say like late Thursday, 2 days after Tap Protocol or maybe 3 days,
Yeah,
super fast. So seems like people are definitely adopting so far. Another really cool website is Genie Data. Okay, so like for the people that have built on Bitcoin using stacks or whatever else, you've probably used this website because it just tracks a lot of data within Bitcoin. But it started tracking the tap stuff, right? So if you go here, you have to use this URL, and we'll put it in the description because like I said, they track all sorts of different things. But on the homepage of the tap protocol portion, it goes right into like mint progress. So you can kind of see like what's being minted. BTC is at 10.8, like 10, almost 11% minted out. You can see like Benny's at like almost 20, and you basically go through. There's a lot of these that are like the individual art pieces, Ordinal Maxi
yeah,
Biz and Punk and stuff. Those are always going to be 100 because they're one for one of ones. But yeah, so super helpful in terms of that. Another thing that like Unisat has for the BRC, so this is kind of mimicking that. It shows bitmap holder counts. You can go down to this. This is my favorite part. So like, I think people are like, did I inscribe? Did it go through? You can actually go down here and select the drop down and then select address, paste your wallet address in there, right? So if I were to do like my wallet number 3, I haven't done anything, so it should automatically say 0, and it does, right? So, but like I did checks, a couple other spot checks, and it definitely works. So you just paste your address in there, and you'll be able to see what tap protocol tokens you have inscribed, and they will be considered valid inscriptions in this feed here.
yeah. That's very useful, especially if you have a couple wallets instead of having to go to tap and then put each wallet address. You can kind of do it here and kind of get everything right there. And I actually didn't know until you just said it that you can check the. Could you show me that again? How do you check like what's getting minted?
It's the very top one. So mint
Okay,
progress.
mint progress.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome, awesome. That's something that I was actually looking forward to. I was like, I can't wait that there's something like this, and boom, it exists, and I didn't even know it.
Yep,
So
exactly. So tools are being created. It's really good. And then you can see here tap protocol deploy. So it lets you know which are the recent deployers or deploy tokens and tap protocol stuff. So you see a lot of punks. Those punks, man, I have a feeling that they're going to do well because people are just going crazy with them.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
The only problem with them is like if I wanted to describe Punk 00 or 0003 or whatever, and it hasn't been taken yet, I can use any picture I want. Like there's no, you know what I mean? Like I can take a different Punk picture and put that in there.
it doesn't
And
matter. It doesn't matter. The number is
yeah,
what counts.
okay,
So yeah, it won't because it'll recognize this sequence
yeah,
punk and then space number sign and then the number, and then
gotcha.
that determines if it's in that collection or not.
Well, like say if I wanted to put my frog, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
in that number, it'll still be one of the punks. You know what I mean? So it's just like
Oh no, 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 no. So
it wouldn't
so
work that way.
no, so you would
Okay,
have to basically replace punk and then do number sign and then the frog number, and then
Yeah. Okay.
the image is the logo. So you just use the ordinal ID here. So that's what
Okay.
brings that image up.
I gotcha. I
Yeah.
gotcha. It makes sense.
Yeah, so and that's another cool thing. Like if you go to valid inscriptions, you can also check and see what's been taken, right? So for example, like this punk 7962 is obviously taken. So you go down to ticker or tick, and then you paste that in, and then you just hit search, and it doesn't show anything, which is weird because maybe it was just deployed but it wasn't minted. But like let
Yeah.
me like one of these definitely has to have been minted. Let's see if this one is. Okay, there you go.
There it goes.
So you know not to use this one, right? Because like it's already been minted.
Yeah.
You know.
One thing I want to talk about really quickly is over here at content decode. So when you guys are doing something like this, do not put it like this when you're inscribing. You want to put it out with no spaces, straight up in a straight line. We've made that mistake ourselves, and it will not go through like this. Correct?
Yeah, because you have to think about it. It's reading when you inscribe something. It reads it by line, right?
Yeah.
So like it will inscribe that, inscribe that separately, that separately, that separately. So you just don't get it. So like yeah, doing it in one line seems to just be consistent with working. Yeah, so that's the two very helpful tools in terms of the tap protocol. All right, so then we can move on to Zen, which is Zen
Zin, zin,
Zine
zin, like tin, zin.
Zen. Yeah. So I mean I don't know, but anyways,
I think
Z-
Jack Levin's gonna have a problem with this. I don't know.
I don't know, but like I think it's actually the concept is really cool. So like
Yeah.
Jeff from Ord's
Ors
games
games. Yeah.
or
With a Z.
Ord games, one of the two. There's two different projects there. But anyways,
Let's get this right. Yeah.
yeah.
But keep going.
Let's see. So yeah, let's get this right because I want to give him a shout out to like what he
It
is.
is Ord game. ORD games. It is
Gotcha.
not the Ords. It's ORD games.
Yep. Okay, so he is also behind this website, which is zin.so. And the whole idea behind this website is to be able to have a customized web page on Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
It is connected to the SNS. So, you would connect that. I would go to this website if you're thinking about doing this and go to the about and then um, follow the instructions on how to actually add it because you do have to if you're using like JSON you do have to use a tag that connects the Zen website to your web page. But this is a start, right? Because we've been talking about this like web browser, web page platform for Bitcoin. And you have to think the early days of the internet, these are the very early days of Bitcoin internet, right? So like 5 years down the road, this is going to look completely different, but it all
Yeah.
started because of stuff like this, you know?
Yeah. Dude, that bird is messing with me.
Yeah. Yeah, and
This is really
and
cool. Cool.
yeah, and people are putting in like recursive stuff, where you can see like it moving, and I think like people are going to use these for like LinkedIn. You can see like
Yeah.
people are putting their resumes and stuff up here, um, which is really cool. This is awesome. Cypherpunk's manifesto from 1993.
Yeah.
That's a really like amazing document that people know about in that space in the space. But yeah, but it's immutable too, right? So it's like when I say immutable, meaning that like this will be connected to your SNS on the blockchain forever. Now, could something on this website go down? Sure, because like the website itself is not hosted on Bitcoin, but I'm sure there's going to be some crazy evolutions of this, and maybe
Yeah.
it will be eventually. But yeah, so I'm excited about it. I think the right guys behind this project. He's worked with Stacks the past 5 years, so he's familiar with trying to work with Bitcoin. And it was interesting. I asked him. I said, with your experience the past 5 years working on Bitcoin, have you guys ever had the capability or mind to do something like this? And he said, yeah, they actually did with the SNS back before and thought like, okay, can we do this? But then they were limited by block size and then, or limited by, sorry, data size that they could inscribe or create. And then now, basically, he said the main difference is the ability to do things that they thought were impossible before.
Yeah.
And for that to come out of the mouth of someone that's worked with Bitcoin for the past 5 years, and he also talked about recursion, and I think Chris talked about recursion and how like recursion is just going to be like this. I feel like it's not necessarily like a new language. It's how you're utilizing languages, computer languages, right? Because
Sure.
before you had to all do it together, and yeah, you could call other stuff, but this is crazy because you're calling all stuff that's going to be libraried into Bitcoin, right? So
Yeah, and this
I
is really cool. So basically, you don't need dot sats. You can use dot anything. I see a dot paper. I see a few other ones as well. Dot game. So you can use any SNS, correct?
yes, what they said, they obviously said that they're going to be careful with like the .com stuff because ICANN, which is this crazy like central authority that people don't think about, that really regulates domain names in the Web 2 world, could come out and try to like go after like Zen.so, right, or whatever. So they're going to try to keep it more towards like the crypto style or Bitcoin style SNS names, which is smart, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, really cool. So I recommend you guys checking this out. This is the early days of internet on Bitcoin that's not
Yeah,
connected to the main traditional Web 2 servers.
for sure. And I think this is definitely one of the things we definitely want to get Jeff on the show. I have a lot more questions about this that we didn't get into in spaces. So I think that would be probably something in the future. So
Definitely, definitely, and I think that was it really in terms of really cool new stuff. We did touch on in our spaces, having like this open source like application type platform, which I think is a really great idea for different metaverses that are working with Bitmap to be able to utilize. And Will from Imscribe and Blockrunner made a great point about branding because me, my background is digital marketing. He was talking about like if you have a really cool application like Foxy does, because they're coming out with this minting utility with the tool, mining on Bitcoin or Bitmap using or within their metaverse. And then Will said, why not extend that application to the whole Bitmap community, and then you can have that mining capability and all these other ones started by Foxy, and that brand just carries out, right? So
yeah,
I don't know. I think that's amazing. I think that's
yeah,
going to be really amazing because then that brings unity, right? So
yep. It's so cool that that stuff happens in spaces. It happens live right before your eyes. Someone suggests something, and the other guy's like, "Oh wow, yeah, maybe we will." So I think that was really cool.
for sure, for sure. Yep, that's all I had, or all we had. Really, did you want to go over anything?
No, I think we obviously we were a day late with the weekly update, so we're going to keep this one short for you guys, and we'll just jump right into Unisep.
Yep, for sure, for sure. So, we did do the weekly update on Thursday, so there's not going to be a ton of changes here. Let me refresh just in case. Um, so yeah, we talked about this earlier in spaces. Sats is number one, and we've been kind of talking about how they're in the top three consistently.
Yeah,
I'm just like as time goes on, I'm getting more and more bullish about them or about Sats, but not financial advice, of course. But they're down about 2%. But for them, a 10% swing is fine because they're just consistently in the top three with volume, right? Um, and then you have BTCS. So this one's, it's been up here. It's kind of driving up too. Like,
it is.
I'm curious, real quick. What is the supply of this bad boy? Wow, 21 million. Okay, so yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
definitely
moving.
it's moving. It's at 124 sats, probably like 4 cents. So, interesting. Yeah, so it's up 57% here. Track has had a really good week with the tap protocol being released, and then just people just getting bullish about Track, right? So they're up from yesterday to today is 1%, but sitting at 52 cents. So
Man,
definitely looking strong.
dude, this thing was at 29 cents a week ago.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
crazy.
and then it's even more crazy if you trade them on like OKX or like one of the other exchanges because like
Oh
it
yeah,
shoots up to like 70 cents real quick, and then
yeah.
yeah, but
Dude, I was thinking about this. I could sit here and just arbitrage these things. Like, say if I had like $1,000 in Uniset, $1,000 on one of these exchanges, and every time the price difference, I would buy there, sell here, sell there, buy here, and just keep doing that until you're just accumulating more and more track because as the price, the price thing. And so if somebody's sitting there and you need something to do, man, that could be a really good thing for you. Not financial advice at all, but I'm curious how that would even work out.
Yeah, and I think you gotta be careful because you gotta see how fast the price fluctuates on those centralized exchanges.
Yeah,
Because
you're right.
if they fluctuate really quick, then the transfer in between is
But you could do limit orders.
you could do limit orders for sure, which
And
is
when that hits, you sell over here, So, but
100%.
then you might be waiting for a sell over here as well.
That's
So
and then also like do you have enough liquidity on both sides to be able to keep doing that? Like if you
that's true.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
because like if you buy cheap and hold it, like you need to send that over to OKX to sell higher. You know what I mean? For you to make
Well,
more.
you wouldn't do that. You would just hold $1,000 on each thing, and then you would when the you would buy over here, and then when the price over here jumps, you would sell it and then buy it back over here. So you'd have the same number of tap. You constantly always have the same number of tap because you're selling over here, you're buying over
Track,
here.
track.
Tap, track, all this thing. But yeah, it's something. That's just an idea that I had.
Yeah,
Nothing more than that.
yeah. I think definitely you could definitely gamify that if you took your time and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, then you have OXBT, which is down to 49. Wow, it's pretty low, minus 23%. So,
Every single day, I am more bearish on this and more bearish on this, and I did get wrecked from this, so I'm not. It's nothing more than that, and I guess I got a little bag of it, like I said before, but it's like every single day, it's just like I was buying this thing at 16 cents, like a fucking jackass. So, but that's my fault, and yeah, and maybe I might be down on it because of that reason. So I'm really hoping that God proves me wrong and does something amazing with this. But coming out and decentralizing it when you decentralize a coin like OXBT did, it's going to go down because now there's not a team behind it. You're saying you
yeah.
guys do something now. Here, you guys do it, and that's not how this things work. And it's not. It wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know. I don't know how I like that I know people use that verbiage within like a project kind of backing off and letting the community run it, but I don't like that term because I feel like we should always be like in a decentralized place with tokens. But the
Yeah,
reality is, that, teams can influence the way that tokens go because of, for example, like if something gets launched right now, if there's not any information about it, there's going to be less interest in it. But if there's like a good amount of information on who's behind it or like what their plan is, then
yeah,
people get interested in it, right? So, I do think that the branding is still there. I mean, like in spaces with I'm So Chris, he talked about the relationship that they have with BitGod and
yeah,
OXBT, and I still have this little like kind of like a Hail Mary type of home run in the ninth inning type situation with them. And it might be less than that like I guess the odds might be better than Hail Mary and stuff because like I said, the brand is there. If the liquidity flows like a huge amount, then I think that they're in that winning group initially, But
I agree.
but we'll see.
Yeah, and yeah, but Big God did come out this week too, since we're on the topic, and he was really really bearish, basically saying that it was funny because he put out a quote, and then someone said, "Explain this to me in Fortnite terms," and he
Hmm.
said he was like, if
Skins.
we put out skins, people will not buy them." And I thought that was really funny, but like it was really bearish, and for him to get bearish now is to me is a little a bottom signal because he was bullish when he should have been bearish. Like it was just one of those things. To me, that comment from him might have been a bottom signal, but
Yeah.
this weekend could be the bottom.
Yeah, possibly, possibly, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, yeah, I have noticed like there's like some of the bigger figures in the space have been more quiet
Yeah,
recently, you know, but that doesn't to me it's just like they don't see the energy that they want to see at this specific moment in consumers. like
Yeah,
in retail consumers, right? And to me, that's not a good indicator of where we're headed. Like the
sure,
indicator of where we're headed is what people are building, and does that excite you? Because um, yeah, it might be slow, but there's going to be a time where that flips. The energy is better for consumers, and those things are ready now. You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
So it's
Yeah,
like like for me, it's always pay attention when there's no building and people are just like not trying to build anymore, and there's no talk or chatter about building. Not the consumers are buying or all the FUD. I'm talking about the building side. When there's no chatter on that side, then to me, I'm worried, right? But that's not the case. It's the opposite for that, in my opinion.
100%. I completely agree.
But yeah, so then we got Orpo that 500. I don't think I've seen them hit 500, so this might be one of their all-time highs. But they're up
I'll click that though. I don't think they are exactly 500. Oh,
520.
520. Wow,
Yeah.
they popped
So
up in the last couple hours,
yeah.
and
So
that's sitting around 15 cents. Wow, dude,
yeah,
this thing
yeah.
was
I know, man. I should have got
full
some.
disclosure. I have a bag at like 8 cents,
Oh,
so I'm
really?
very
So
yeah
that's
very
good,
happy
man.
about that. Not a
Um,
big bag, but it's a bag.
Yeah, and the thing about them too is that their lead developer kind of came out like what like I want to say like earlier this week, late last week about what they're building. So excited to see if they have a solution. I feel like right now a lot of people are focused on the bridge, right? Or just bridging in general,
Yeah.
and that seems to be one of their focuses. So
Well, it's a bridge to liquidity, right? There's not a lot
yeah,
of liquidity over here, and there's
yeah,
a shit ton over in Ethereum. So I mean, there is a lot of liquidity. It's not in BRC 20s and TAP and Ordinals yet. It's just sitting in Bitcoin. Once that comes over, it's going to be game changing. But right now, all the degens with liquidity are over on Ethereum.
yep, exactly. Okay, so then we have Oshi, which has taken a significant hit, decreased at about 11%. They're sitting at 1,093. Like this is almost 50% down from like 3 weeks
Yeah,
ago or 2 weeks ago. And
46 and a half. Yeah,
yeah, so but we kind of expected that, right? Like we expected it to retrace. For me, like I try to take advantage of opportunities, and this could be one coming up soon for me specifically, because of where my mindset is with swinging. So I'll keep an eye on that.
not
And
for
then
me. I wouldn't buy this token with your money.
and And then we have Ordi kind of picking back up, 31, almost 32%. They're sitting at $5.67. So yeah, they've been kind of trending down a little bit. Like, like they
Yeah,
were hovering around that $6 to $6.20. Now they're down to, they were down to probably $5.50, $5. Now they're to $5.67. So I'm not worried about Ordi. Ordi's one of those ones that's just going to go with the market whenever it comes back into ordinals. Um, Dozy, that's one that I know that you had minted
yeah,
or
yep,
minted in the beginning. They're down 5.56%. VMPX is up 38.5%. And the main reason, in my opinion, is because of the news that Libre, which is a partner that they're working with on the bridging, and we heard a little bit about Libre from Mark Jeffrey because he's close with I think a product developer over there or someone that's ahead of product lead or something. And basically, from what I'm hearing is that Libre is super fast, right? And it makes it seem very seamless in
yeah.
terms of bridging and being able to swap once you do have Libre. Now, my understanding is if you do swap on Libre, that it is not on the ordinal layer. It is either a side chain
It's layer
or
two.
layer two. Okay.
Yeah, you'll get a mirrored BRC20 on the side. It is
Okay.
not the exact BRC20. They are holding your BRC20
On the
and
bridge.
then on the bridge. So just so you guys know, they are decentralizing it. I just don't have all the information on how yet, but it's apparently supposed to be a decentralized bridge.
Yeah, and people are saying good things about them, but it is very similar to what Alex did with their ordering book, right? So like, you had to bridge over an Alex, and you get the mirrored version and all that stuff. So we'll see what happens with Libre because people are talking good about it, and we'll see. So
Yeah,
they
and
they're
I thought it was really cool that Jack kind of like let them take charge of the VMPX bridge because they already building their bridge. And Libre has a giant team that I don't think people are aware of. They got a lot of developers over there. They've been working over there for years. It hasn't just been since the birth of Ordinals in February. They've been really working on it for a long time, and it was really smart of Jack to say, "Hey, you guys help us out with this." And VMPX potential isn't like a Jack project; it's a community project. So that's really cool.
Yeah, and they're up 38%, 38.5%. So I think people are bullish on that. Especially if Libre is going to be handling the staking mechanism as well, for the BVMPX, the Bitcoin side. Man, this one's exciting. And initially he was saying September, but from what you said that you heard is it could be sooner, right?
Well, the testnet is live. You can go check it out. I'm pretty sure. I think that's what Mark Jeffrey tweeted. I want to say today or yesterday. So, and like I'm pretty sure if nothing goes wrong, we potentially should have a bridge September, October. But that's dev speak as well. So testnets are just testnets until they're live. So
Yeah, let's check it out. This is the test net, it seems like, right? Okay, so you're connecting your MetaMask wallet to it,
yeah,
or I think you can connect your Libre wallet. Let's just see what happens here.
you want to do this off just in
Yeah,
case?
let's just yeah.
Yeah,
We'll do another video on Libre, but like basically, you can check out on Jack Levin's Twitter. If you see the retweet that he did from Bonobi, you can log into vmpxlibre.com. So there's actually a domain that's dedicated from Libre, dedicated to VMPX, right? So
yeah,
really cool, exciting things are happening in the space. This is another thing that is an example, right? So
for sure.
um, the tap token, that's from my understanding, has nothing to do with tap. It's down 16.67%.
Yeah,
Yari's down 34.21%. Not a surprise. It's a part of the Oshi ecosystem token. Ledger is up 3.45%, but Ledger, I don't know what to think about these guys because like, and not a knock on anybody that doesn't want to come on our show for an interview. They did decline because of, they said decentralization on their, that's their kind of like motto and how what they live by, but they didn't want to show their identities and all this stuff. But then like further from that, like it seems like they're building certain things. They launched those passport NFT ordinal type things, but then they start questioning like, should we move our community to another chain? That is instant red flag for me. Like personally, my opinion.
yeah.
Like and then they did a vote on Twitter, and like 90% or 85% of the people said no, they want to stay on BRC20, right? Because that's where their community is.
Hmm.
And then they said AMA about the future of Ledger. So I don't know what's going on with them, but I just it gives me a little bit of makes me a little worrisome.
I agree.
Um, ORMM. I don't know much about them. You said you looked into them. Do you know what they are?
Yes, so they are a launch pad on Alex. This is one of the Alex tokens over there. It is also over here as well, but you can do the mirror version and play with it on Alex. But it is a launch pad, and our friend, well, Mr. Uncensored himself, he is one of the, I want to say, on the board of directors for them. Not maybe it might not be the title he has there, but he's helping them out.
Yeah. So 2.1 billion supply on that. But yeah, I mean, Alex has a lot of stuff going for them because
Yeah,
they're on stacks, but they've been involved with ordinals earlier on. They also have Domo as like a advisor,
yeah.
right? So they got,
But they have a bridge too, so whatever they do over there, they can come over here.
yeah,
So
exactly. Council just shot up a little bit. They were down, so they're up 10% now. Sitting at, let's see, 235. Yeah, so they were going down a little bit yesterday, from what we saw, but they've been quiet. We talked about it. They've been a little bit quiet, so we're hoping to hear something from them. They've been keeping it really tight. Hopefully, there's something big coming, but we'll
yeah, I
see.
feel something's coming. I don't know
Yeah.
what, but I feel like I don't know if it's going to be good or bad either. So it's just one of those things where let's just keep watching and keep observing.
Yep. So they're up 10%. And then you have ETHs, which is up 74%. They're up. This is based off of the ETH subscription. We is up 5%. So we is a solid meme. Like I always say that this is like one of my meme winners for
Yeah,
BRC20. They're at 17 cents. They have 21 million supply. They have really strong community in China, like really strong. Mark Jeffries is bullish on them. So it's different too. It's not your typical just meme coin. There's a dog, but it's like a cartoon dog, and it looks totally different. So I feel
yeah.
like, yeah. ETCS. Not sure about them. They're down 84%. We'll look into them. At Let's Fucking Go. I don't know who this is, but they're even. PYUS is a playoff of PayPal USD. They're down 88%. We already talked about Orm.
Yeah.
JPEG W down 2%. Biop. There's some new names in here. They're even.
JPEG W, is that JPEG worse? No, right?
Possibly actually. Let me see. Yeah, because that's interesting.
Let's
JPEG.
yeah, let's talk to what's the name first before we say it is or not. So
Yeah. So 690,000 tokens too. Ooh, that's an interesting
it would
one.
make sense if it was them, but we're, like I said, we're gonna we'll talk to Joe and we'll confirm that for the next episode.
Yeah. So JPEG W, yeah, they're down 2.6%. Biop, they're even. Recursive, which we're gonna have here on the show in a little bit.
We will have a video for you guys on I want to say Monday because we'll have the track video out tomorrow and them out on Monday.
Yep. And so that's an interesting one because they have their website and they seem to be very active. Then you have MXRC from our boy Good. They're barely up 0.53%, but they've been kind of consistently hopping in the top 23, 24, 25.
Yeah.
So, and that is it really, that's it for the weekend BRC20 update.
And I'll jump over to your Ordinals weekend update. So we'll just go through this really quickly. We got Ordinal Maxi Biz sitting at 0.2. We got the Frog sitting at basically 0.02, just under. We got the bitmaps sitting at 0.0017. And I always just like to look at the insides of it. Where is that? There we go. So if you want to be a part of the single digit club, you're looking, you can't. I always do that. You can't. You're never gonna be able to be a single digit club. If you want to be a part of the double digit club, you're paying 0.15. You want to be a part of the 3 digit club, you're paying about 0.25. If you want to be a part of the 10K club, you'll be paying 0.0035. And then the 100K club, which is usually 100% of floor, is a little lower than that at 0.0029. And that is your bitmaps. And then Ordinal Punks. There is only 100 of these things sitting at 2.75 Bitcoin. That's pretty crazy. And we got Bits Apes by Bored Yacht Club members sitting at 0.005. Or Cash. So this is Osh, man. We had him on the show, Sonic, on the show last weekend. If you haven't seen that video, I would definitely go check it out. Yeah, so they're sitting there. We have BTC God sitting at 0.8, Seize Control sitting at 0.11, Little Pepe sitting at 0.06, X Girls Venus sitting at 0.0029, Bitcoin Punk sitting at 0.026, and then Ordinal Egg, something a free drop, sitting at 0.0002. So yeah.
Dude, the Osh Cash, man. Or the RSC Cash, that's jumped up.
Yeah.
Where are they at? 2.4?
0.0024, yes.
Wow. Yeah. That's
Am I lagging? I feel like I'm lagging.
No.
Okay.
No. Check out the Bugatti. Show them the Bugatti drop, man.
Oh yeah, so this is cool because it's actually Bugatti, right?
Yeah, and they partnered with Meta Good, and I believe he has a connection with the OCM team.
What, the MXRC guy?
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay.
He's a part of On-Chain Monkey's team, I believe. Meta Good, yeah. So he supposedly coded the image, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it says it right there. He encoded the image or coded the image, and dude, this to me is big, right? Because this is something
Huge.
that's gonna probably get on news outside of crypto or
Yeah.
outside of our little world, right? Because you have Bugatti, a huge luxury brand.
Yeah.
That's a big luxury brand, right? And what is the egg actually, the physical egg? Is there is this like onyx? Is it made out of onyx? Like what it looks kind of, it could be, like, who knows,
Yeah.
right? Like it's 20K for the ordinal, and you get the physical egg, I believe, but it's big for the space, in my opinion.
Yeah, for
Big
sure.
for the space, because, like, who's gonna who this is gonna catch their eye or ear or whatever, they're gonna catch the eye or ear of like some celebrities with
The
this.
collectors.
Well, the collectors and like
Well, the
just people.
celebrities are collectors,
Yeah,
like most
yeah.
celebrities have
I
a
have the
shitload of
money.
money.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. So they probably already have like people lined up for this, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe I'm
Yeah, but
wrong.
if you have the 20K, I do not. Register for the whitelist right here, and then you can potentially get in for the whitelist.
Yeah, this is an interesting thing because if this does well, then what does that mean?
It
You know,
means
there's
Ferrari gets in. It means,
or
it opens the gate.
Gucci or like other like different brands are like, oh crap, should we like start thinking about branding via ordinals? I think that's probably going to come anyways, but it's like how could this speed it up a little? Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
so.
and it's cool they chose Bitcoin. They could have easily chose Ethereum.
But why would you? Because Bitcoin's the premium. It's the
But
premium.
I'm just saying, and you don't have the stench of the NFT. Oh no, we're an ordinal. We're not an NFT. We're an ordinal, and the
Yeah,
stench of NFTs smacked a lot of people in the mouth in the last 2 years. So
yeah, yeah, and yeah, yeah. So I think that's cool. So I think I heard some other place too that like a lot of the sub 10K or yeah, some sub 10K has been like kind of picked up lately too.
yeah,
So people are starting to like get back into like the early inscriptions, and
yeah,
that's
man.
being a little bit heavier weighted.
So I said this was gonna be a short one. It was not. But we had a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
I thought this episode was really good. I want to thank you guys for listening, watching. Just remember, we are on Apple Podcasts, we are on Spotify. So if you guys can just listen over there. But if you guys want to watch us continuously, be over here on YouTube. And I want to thank you guys. We keep continuously putting out short videos. Yagobi's been killing it with the short videos. So if you're not following him on Twitter, go do that at Yagobiverse. He's putting out the shorts all the time. The guy's putting in the work, man.
Yeah, yeah. So follow us there on Twitter, both of us, and then the Saturday morning space is, really great, valuable information. So, yeah, we appreciate you guys. Make sure you sub. Tell your friends about us and hit that like.
Thank you for watching, guys.
Peace.